The Ukrainian Armed Forces continue to fight the occupiers throughout Ukraine. On February the 10th, it became known that servicemen of the 111th Separate Mechanized Brigade managed to destroy a column of military equipment of the Russian army near Velyka Novosilka. The reconnaissance UAVs flew along the Shakhtyorsk road, noticing 2 infantry fighting vehicles, which the 110th called fruits of the perverted imagination of welders of the Russian army. The first 155mm artillery shells of the Ukrainian Armed Forces fell 10 meters in front of the faces of the Russians. The 110th Separate Mechanized Brigade stated that the enemy attempted to land 20 infantrymen in a forested area. The enemy vehicles attempted to retreat, but failed because UAVs from another unit followed them. Then everything was reminiscent of a phrase from the movie Treasure Island, and those of you who remain alive will envy the dead. The team pointed out, at least 10 shells landed in the forest plantation. Russian soldiers were destroyed by 4 types of weapons at once. There was no confirmation of survivors among Putin's soldiers, but even if someone managed to survive, there was no talk of any offensive. The 110th Brigade compared the incident to the Burning Man festival and admitted that the battle gave them an endless sense of self-realization and pleasure. The defense forces continue inflicting casualties to Russia in manpower and equipment during tense battles. The village, with a pre-war population of 5,000, lies only around 15 kilometers from the administrative border with Zaporizhia Oblast and 20 kilometers from Dnipropetrovsk Oblast, a region so far untouched by Russian occupation. If confirmed, this would represent the most significant gain of Russian forces in Donetsk Oblast since overrunning Kharkiv earlier in January. The 110th Brigade said that both Russia and Ukraine had parity in equipment, but Moscow had significant advantage in manpower. According to the Ukrainian military, Russian forces will struggle to advance their offensive onward. The Mokry-Yaly River creates an obstacle for Russia's advance, and Russian troops are in a valuable fire pocket, said the brigade. Fighting is at a very heavy level in Donetsk Oblast, and Russian troops continue to advance, albeit slowly this year. Throughout the fall of 2024, Russian forces made operational gains in southern Donetsk Oblast, including areas near Toretsk and Chasiv Yar, while advancing near Kupiansk and on Russian soil in Kursk Oblast.
A fire broke out at a transportation center next to the international airport in El Paso, Texas, on Tuesday, injuring 5 people and sending a large tower of black smoke billowing over the city on the US-Mexico border. Authorities did not immediately say what caused the fire at Sun Metro Bicentennial Council Transit Operations Center. According to Associated Press, more than 100 firefighters responded to the blaze, said El Paso Fire Department Deputy Chief Robert Arvizu. He said he did not immediately know how many people were inside the building, whose walls and roof caved in. Authorities said they had the fire under control by mid-afternoon. The fire did not disrupt flights at El Paso International Airport, said El Paso City spokesperson Laura Cruz Acosta. At least 1 person was killed and others were injured, and private jets collided Monday afternoon at the Scottsdale Airport in Arizona, authorities said. According to Associated Press, a mid-size business jet hit another mid-size business jet that was parked on private property, according to Kelly Kuster, aviation planning and outreach coordinator at the Scottsdale Airport. One jet veered off the runway and collided with the Gulfstream 200 jet that was parked, according to Kuster. It appeared that the primary landing gear of the arriving jet failed, resulting in the collision, she said. 4 people were on the arriving jet, which had come from Austin, Texas, and 1 was in the parked plane, according to Kuster. 2 people injured in the collision were taken to trauma centers and 1 was in stable condition at a hospital, Scottsdale Fire Department Captain Dave Folio said. He said they were working to recover the body of the person killed in the collision. "Our thoughts and prayers go out to everybody involved in this," Folio said. The runway has been closed and will remain closed for the foreseeable future, Kuster said. The airport is a popular hub for jets coming in and out of the Phoenix area, especially during big sports weekends like the Waste Management Phoenix Open Golf Tournament, which attracts huge crowds just a few miles away. The Scottsdale collision comes after 3 major U.S. aviation disasters in the past 2 weeks. A commercial jetliner and an Army helicopter collided near the nation's capital on January 29, killing 67 people. A medical transportation plane crashed in Philadelphia on January 31, killing the 6 people on board and another person on the ground. And last week a small commuter plane crashed in western Alaska on its way to the hub community of Nome, killing all 10 people on board.